Blog Talk Radio.
Aloha, everybody. This is Jennifer O, and my co-host is MIA today. He's doing some lomi at the Aloha Swap Meet. So anyhow, if you're in Hawaii, that's a really great place to go up there and get some lomi done. But anyhow, I'm excited for the show today. We've been gone about, 3 weeks. I did a seminar. And I was on the mainland for a while, and I was wondering if everybody might have forgotten that I was on, but it seems from the switchboard that there's quite a few people with some questions today. So I'm just going to start talking a little bit real quick before we get into some of your questions. And one of the things during the seminar and throughout the last few weeks, I've been getting a lot of questions on how to use your own intuition and psychic ability. And we've done a show on this before, but it's always good refresher and reminder. When I have clients, I like to try to help them instead of, you shouldn't have to go to a reader all the time. You shouldn't have to, depend on somebody else to help guide you all the time. What I like to have people do and what I like to help them do is use their own intuitive ability and stuff to help answer questions, to help give them clarification on a problem that they're having. And everybody that is born on this planet, everyone has intuition and psychic ability. You're born with it. You're born with it as a young child. You use it more as a young child. You're guided a lot more because you're just guided by your natural senses, and that's one of them. As you get older, you start going away from that because you start going more left brain. So you start thinking, well, logically, well, how would I know this? Or, how can that be? And well, I'm not seeing this, but I have a feeling, but why would I have a feeling? So you start questioning all of your own intuitive ability, and when you start questioning it, that's when you get a problem, and that's when you start getting away from it. So what I'm trying to teach everybody is how to understand. First of all, yes, you all have it. It's there. You've used it before in the past. I don't think I've ever met anybody in my life that has never had a gut feeling about something. So you have it. Whether you believe you have it or not, it's there. Sometimes it just gets blocked or you ignore it. Most often than not, you ignore it. But it's also one of those senses that it's kind of like, I think, a chef who has a palate that they train and learn to taste different foods and understand, what certain flavors are and spices and different things. They sort of, as they use it more and more, they begin to train their palate. And somebody with their sense of smell, or people who say that their other senses heighten if they can't hear or they can't see. If you don't use and recognize your intuitive senses, they don't go away, but they certainly become to where you're not noticing, or they become dulled. You can heighten those senses just by being aware of them. But one of the huge, easy things for people is that instead of, people don't understand how they know if it's their own intuitive or psychic ability. One of the really easy ways to tell is when you're feeling an intuition, when you get a gut feeling about something or whatever, it's felt in the body. And we talked about this before. Right in the solar plexus area is where I train people to get more in touch with their intuitive ability, because that's the area that you vibrate, or you become in tune with what information that you're getting. So, for instance, if you're thinking about, I need to stop at the store, or I've been invited to this party, but I'm afraid that, certain people are going to be there I don't want to be around. Should I go because I don't want to offend the host? You stop and think about the question for a minute and take your brain out of it completely, because your brain has ulterior motives and it will taint what you're thinking. And that's where perspective or ego comes into it. But anyway, so you think about going to the party, and how does that feel in the heart center? How does that feel in the solar plexus area? And you will know right away. And don't question what feelings that you're getting. Just for, if you want to start trying this, if you want to start heightening your ability, don't question it. Just follow it for a little while. Of course, you know, as well as it doesn't put you in danger or something. But, you know, so let's say that you're feeling like you're worried about going and your left brain's kind of like, I don't know, but you think about it, and in the heart center you feel like, oh, you know, it feels okay. Like, it feels good to me. It feels okay. So go with that. Go to the party, and most likely what will happen is you'll get there and realize that everything turned out fine, and that maybe the people that you were worried about didn't show up. You had a really great time. You made a good contact, whatever the case may be. However, if you had a feel, excuse me, I have allergies today. If you had a feeling that you wanted to go, that you were worried about offending the host or something, and you thought about, okay, should I go to the party? And right in the heart center, in the solar plexus area, you got a really icky feeling, not in your head, but just right in your heart center. It just felt like, oh, this doesn't feel right. And it don't have to be an icky feeling either, for everybody listening. It just has to, it will either feel right or something about it won't feel right. It'll feel a little off or a little wrong. If it feels a little off or a little wrong, that's your intuition, your internal guidance system telling you, no, this isn't the correct way that I should go. So, you know, I'm trying to avoid something. So then don't go. And then maybe a bunch of people went and then they had some trouble. So that's one of the easiest ways that you can start using your intuition, is to just start thinking of the question and feeling it right in the heart center. It'll start to become really easy and second nature. For instance, and also just so that just because everybody has their own intuition and psychic ability doesn't necessarily mean they're going to become a psychic reader. You know, everybody can play sports, but that doesn't mean they're going to become a professional athlete. There's certain degrees to how you know, your abilities and that sort of thing. But the heart center thing, once you start using that, once you start feeling that more, you'll be driving down the road or whatever, going to the grocery store, thinking of a problem, and instead of always being left brain trying to think through it, you'll start noticing that your body will have signals right away, and you'll start paying more attention to that. They'll start getting stronger, so you take that into consideration. I like people to take that into consideration along with the left brain. But, you know, they'll get a really strong sense in the heart center if they're going against their brain. And, you know, also just for everybody to know, I'm going to take questions in 1 second here. If anybody ever goes to a reader, a psychic reader, an intuitive reader, or anybody of that nature, and even me, I don't care who it is, I tell my clients, whether it's me or anybody else, because you're built with your own internal guidance system, if they start telling you something that you feel like you're uncomfortable with, like it is not feeling right to you in the heart center, and you just have a gut feeling that this doesn't feel right, go with your gut feeling, your own intuition. They could definitely be wrong, and because you're born with your own internal guidance system, because you've had it your whole entire life, you should always trust that over anybody else's. So make sure that you don't ever put that gut intuition, that feeling that you get aside for anybody, because it is your internal guidance system. It is with you always. You're very in tune with it. It's there for a reason. So we're going to try to take a call here and see what questions that we have. We have area code 864. Aloha. I hope we don't have technical difficulties today. That would not be a good day to have them. 864, I'm not hearing you, so I'm going to go ahead and take the next call. Please call back if Aloha, 408 area code. Can you hear me?
Hello.
Hi.
Hi. Are you offering any readings today?
Yes. I always do that for everybody, just in case they can't afford to have one done. So what's your question?
My question is about job. End of this month, I have an interview, June 29, and I was wondering, do you see them offering me a job? Is it right for me, or when do you see me being offered a new job? I currently have a job, but it's not working out?
I feel like this job that you're currently you said you're interviewing for it on June 29th.
Yes.
Correct? Okay.
Correct.
I feel like this job, you're kind of in the front running, but I feel like they give it to somebody else. But don't not go, okay? And by everybody, I always don't not, like, for instance, in your situation, I'll tell you guys why. Because I feel like you make a good contact there, and for some reason the woman in front of you that they're thinking of giving you, or whoever it is, I think it's a woman, in front of you that they're thinking of giving it to, I don't think it's going to work out there. So then they may call you back. But that aside, I'm not real excited about the place that you're applying at. I think that you might be excited about it, like you're because you're wanting to get out. Because I feel almost a desperation for you wanting to get out of the other job, I don't know what's happening. Yeah, but you're ready to get out. And I feel like as you're ready to get out, some of your internal bidding for the show, you're kind of bypassing some of your own intuition. But I feel like if you get into this place, that down the road, there's some stuff that doesn't work well with you. I don't know if it's the schedule or the amount of hours or the pay or whatever it is. I think it seems like hours or the environment or something. It's something that you just wouldn't be real happy with. And you don't want to go from one hot pot into another, right? You don't want to jump into another situation that you're not happy in, right? You want to get into another one that you're really happy in. So never think of this as a bad thing, because I still think you make a good contact there, but I do see you in another job in 2.5 months, which puts you right around August or so, one that you're a lot happier with, okay? And so, but just because we did this show on intuitive ability today, let's just say, think about this job and imagine that you get it, okay? Imagine that you're working there. How does that feel to you in the Heart Center? Does it feel like, yes, this is awesome, or does it feel like, I'm glad I got it. I'm really glad I got out of the other place. Not really sure.
Yeah, I like the second one.
Yes, the second one, exactly. So I'm glad you called. Perfect for the show. That's my point. And please use that a little bit more in your case specifically. Use that while you're job searching, because I really don't want you, I feel like you have such a desperation to get out of that job that you don't want to jump into another crappy situation, because you have a job, you have the wonderful blessing of being able to, if you can just change your perspective on your current job a little bit, and believe you me, I know that that's hard to do when you're in it, but if you can just hold on a little bit, you change your perspective, and then you have the time to pick through and pay more attention to your intuitive sense on what's going to be better fitting. Because I know, I was just going to say I know you, which I really don't, but I feel like I know that when you move to another place, you kind of want to be there for a while. Does that sound right?
Right.
I mean, you don't want to be moving around from job to job. So let's try to get you into one, or use that trick that I taught everybody today, and let's try to get you into one that you're going to stay in longer term, not just get in and be unhappy again and think, Jesus, I wish I wouldn't have taken this, and I wish I would have stayed where I was in the first place and took more time to look. Okay?
Right, yeah. So you're saying around August is where things will...
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. But use that, because I think that you will take some of my advice today, and when you're out applying and when you're looking, use that intuitive sense a little bit. Not necessarily, don't do left brain. Don't do, the look of the place. Don't do, how much they pay. Don't look at your job search that way, okay? When you read it in the paper, when you go to the place that's hiring, instead of thinking what you would think in your brain, like, summing up everything in there, feel in your heart center. And if it feels right in your heart center, like not like this one, like you just said, if it feels right, give it 150%, because you'll end up getting that job, okay?
Okay.
And that's the job I see you getting. So don't panic. You'll get out of that.
Okay.
You have a wonderful day. You're welcome.
You too.
All right, bye. I see we have our caller back, the 864, so I'm going to try to get you on again. And everybody, please visit my website. JenniferOPsychic.com. I'm also on Facebook, Jennifer O Intuitive. I do this type of stuff all the time, as you probably know. Do readings if you want a longer reading. If you're one of my Facebook friends, I am doing a discount right now, actually through today, on if you schedule a reading. So check it out. I have a lot of articles on there that you would enjoy, more blog talk shows, that sort of thing. So here we go. We're going to, hi, 864. Can you hear me now?
I can. Hello?
Hello. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. I'm very sorry about what just happened.
Oh, that's okay. No problem. What question did you have for me?
I actually called you, like, I would say in May, and you gave me a lot of advice about love and how to put exactly what I want out there. And so I was wondering what you pick up now. I'm hoping things have changed a little bit.
Okay. I think you're not in a relationship currently, right?
No, not at all.
Okay. Yeah, because I feel like you're a little frustrated about that. You're a little frustrated about that? Being in a relationship? Yeah, not drawing that to you?
I'm not frustrated. I'm just ready to kind of move on. Like, I'm hoping to meet someone.
Yes. Let's see. You do meet somebody. It's going to be this year, and I feel like you're drawing a lot more positive people into your life. I have no idea what I told you or who you are as far as reading from before, right? But I feel like your perspective or outlook or energy's changed because it feels like it's kind of a new you. And does that sound right? Okay.
Yes, exactly.
So I feel like you're really drawing in a lot more positive type of men to you or relationships to you, okay? And I feel that just be a little patient. They're saying just be patient because I feel like you really draw a great guy into your life that you start to enjoy dating for a while. It seems like October-ish. And you know, so it just seems fall, October-ish is what I'm getting, and I'm also getting fall. So I think that actually this person that comes into your life, you start dating pretty seriously. So enjoy the people that you're drawing into your life right now because it's so positive, and you are going to really meet some neat people. But I feel like you're putting out an amazing vibe, and you're really you've done a lot of good work. I don't know what you were doing before, but I can really feel that the energy that you're putting out there romantically, and it's going to draw in some very good guys for you, like very ones that are more attentive to you, that are more like serious and a little bit more mature, or just more in wanting to be into a relationship, and just more positive people, you know, more that aren't so depressed or whatever. So I don't know what you did, but you did really good work. Anyways, yeah, fall, October. Go ahead.
I was going to ask, I'm taking a trip to New York City soon, and I keep feeling like that's going to be a big deal when it comes to love. Like, do you see me meeting
Well,
someone?
I feel like that. Are you going for a job or something? I mean, what's happening up there? Are you just going for a trip, job?
Yeah, I mean, it's just a trip, but I feel like I'm being guided towards there. Like, I feel like I'll be making
You
connections.
are you
completely guided?
You're going to have a really great time, but I just feel like it feels like you might have some work connection up there. So I think that you meet. I feel like you meet some good people, but do you ever work up there, or is there like your type of work in the area up there?
I'm hoping to start writing and get into publishing a little bit, and so I feel like that's where they're pushing me because they.
Okay, because I feel like I feel like you're gonna start. I'm sorry, not writing. I feel like you're going to start working up there. So you make some good contacts up there, and it feels very work-related. I'm not getting romantic-related right now. That doesn't mean your romantic relationship is not up there in October or whatever. But I feel like you make some really good contacts, and that I keep seeing work for you up there, work. So I don't know if you're planning on looking or meeting with some people about work up there, but I keep seeing you start doing some work up there in a couple months, 2 months or so. So, and it just seems like it's kind of transient where you can come and go or whatever. So look for that opportunity when you're up there, because I definitely see that happening. Okay?
Sounds incredible.
Yeah, you have a wonderful day. You're going to have a good time in New York. Very excited for you.
Great. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Aloha. Okay, guys, we're going on to the next caller here. Area code 415.
Hi, thank you so much for taking my call.
No problem. Thank you so much for calling in. What's your question?
Well, it's a relationship question. About a week ago, I heard from somebody that I was in a relationship with previously, and I hadn't heard from him in a while. And I'm just wondering if this is the start of a reconnection, and will I be hearing more from him?
Okay. Are you ending a relationship, or one of you guys are kind of on the heels of one? Because
no.
it doesn't. Okay. And he's not either? Neither one of you?
I don't think so. I'm pretty sure not, because we're mutual friends, so I would have heard.
Okay. All right. Well, and it may be because you have a previous relationship together, but I'm not really sure that he's, since it's obviously not you, since you're saying it's not you, one of you guys still has a connection in your past with somebody else. I mean, not each other, but somebody else. So it just feels like the timing is a tiny bit off. And by connection, I don't mean he's being deceiving or necessarily, or I mean, because I think that he would mention it.
Right.
But one of you guys has sort of a heart tie to somebody else right now that you were in a relationship with, that, and it could be you, I don't know. One of you guys, to where your heart's still kind of a little bit sad for somebody. And so I just feel like which one of you ever it is, kind of needs a little bit time to heal, and the timing's just a kind of little bit off. But I think that you guys were very good for each other. The chemistry is good there, the soul chemistry. And guys, anybody who's listening, when I talk chemistry between people, I'm not talking about what you guys would think was chemistry, not like you see them and, oh my gosh, I'm so attracted to them. I'm talking about it on a deeper level, soul chemistry, and that's when your soul and your vibration and who you are match up really well, interests and different things. So that's what I'm talking about when your soul chemistry gets together and is vibrating well. So you guys have good soul chemistry. Do I think this is probably your long-term guy? No, I don't. It doesn't mean don't pursue it. Again, I tell my callers all the time, I could be wrong, and then you can call me back and say later, you were wrong, you know. But you told me this and we're married. Or two, it doesn't mean that you don't pursue these relationships and really learn a lot from them, or possibly meet somebody else through them, okay? So every time that we get into relationships, we learn so much from them, so I'm all for pursuing them and seeing what happens with them, because you learn what you like, what you don't like. A lot of people meet other future spouses through people that they've dated, or you know what I mean, been around. Yeah. So I feel like this is definitely a good connection for you. You should still pursue it and see what happens with it and enjoy yourself with it. I feel like the key though here is to keep it light. So don't like think that don't go into it with your head of, because I feel like you do have some history, so don't go into it thinking, well, this might be it, because I feel like if you do that, he's going to freak out, he's going to feel it, and he's going to panic, okay? So I'm trying to get you to have the most fun with him as you can, and just enjoy what you have with him, because I think that you guys are going to have a really great time together.
Okay.
Okay?
All right. Thank you so much.
All right. You have a wonderful weekend.
You too.
Oh, I cut you off. Sorry, dear. All right, we have another caller. I'm enjoying this very much. I was gone for so long. I didn't know if I'd have any calls. My switchboard's been full the whole time. This has been great. 732 area code. Can you hear me?
Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks for taking my call. Relationship question. Me and my living boyfriend actually he's been distant because of some trauma in his family. Do you see?
I can't. I can't hear you very well. It sounds a little muffled. Can you say that again, please?
Yeah, me and my live-in boyfriend been distanced for a lot because of his family. Do you see that coming back together?
Okay, you said that you and your boyfriend have distance because of his family?
Yeah, drama in his family.
Oh, drama in his family. Do I see that coming back together? Okay, bear in mind I'm a neutral party and a psychic, just so that I don't want to see that come together. I think that you may get back together for I think you may get back together for a little bit, a very short time. But please bear in mind, ladies, and I'm talking to all you guys, including you, when you are in a relationship such as this, and I bet you can verify this for me, because I feel you being very sad. I feel you're having a little bit of a hard time with this, right?
Yes, I am.
Okay, and I feel that you're not even mad, you're just really sad about it. Does that make sense?
Yes, you're right.
Okay. Yeah, and you sort of have your feelings hurt, and you know, these people are not being really nice people to you even. Does that sound right? I mean, they're kind of just like, you're really a nice person.
Yeah,
and you're
very negative.
Yes, and you're a very nice person. So that what I want, a couple of things I want to say to you is, one, their feelings are misdirected. You shouldn't be being treated the way that you're being treated, okay?
Okay.
That's one thing. So I don't know what's happened as far as the drama, but I feel like that they're almost, you know, some of it's going to be directed as your fault, or like because you're involved or whatever. It's not true. These people are a little hot-headed and a little bit kind of crazy.
You're right.
Does that? So they're kind of like, they lash out at people, right? So I feel like the reason that I'm not loving this come together, you know, bless your boyfriend's heart, he's come with a big thing of baggage with him, and I don't feel him separating from that baggage. I don't feel him being strong enough to go, look, this is my life.
He can't, because they financially depend on him.
Okay, so that makes sense. And like I say, again, bless his heart. You know, because I don't think. Yes, I don't feel like he's a bad person. Okay, but I feel like the circumstance surrounding it's kind of like just killing you guys. I just feel like it's it's smashing your whole relationship. So I feel like that the drama would be too much for you two to make it through, because it'd be constant, and you would, all that ends up from it is you being sad and a lot of hurt feelings and a lot of hurt things going on. So I don't feel like the drama's going to go away.
No, it's not.
I feel that, yes. And because that you are such a wonderful person also, and because you have such a wonderful heart, and because you're sensitive, I don't feel like your heart can take going through this relationship with this baggage or family that he has with him, okay? So I just feel like it would be miserable for you. And that's why I said what I said when we first started, is I just feel like it's so miserable for you. You're such a good person that you see the wonderful qualities in your husband, or not husband, your boyfriend, and you see the wonderful qualities and all these different things. So that's what you're holding on to. But the reality is it feels like your relationship 80% of the time is just really upsetting and drama-filled, and there's all this other stuff that's happening. So you're only getting 20% of that, and you really deserve 100% of something else. And so if you choose to stay in it, if things come back together, please understand that's not going to go away. And please, women, when you choose to stay in a relationship, see the relationship for what it is, and just you have to love the relationship with the drama. Okay?
Thank you.
I mean, it's true. People don't think of it that way, but if you're going to choose to stay in it, don't stay in it and think, God, I hope this goes away. I hope this changes. I hope. Don't do that. If you're going to choose to stay, What?
To be honest with you, for this to go away, because we live in this house together, and for it to be the drama to go away on me and his side, and we have to move out. And right now, he can't afford to move out. So I told, even though he's distant and he's sleeping in the guest room, whatever, because of the drama, I told him by the end of the year I want to move out because I can't take it anymore. We have to.
Okay, well, that's a good one. That's a good one. And to tell you the truth, when you do that, he may try to figure out a way to get out himself and try to swing both things. Okay?
Because he knows their drama and he doesn't like it, but he loves his family. Well, they're a small family.
He feels stuck and he has a big heart, and that's one of the things that you love about him, but it's one of the things that's hurting your relationship, right?
Yeah.
So
he doesn't understand now.
Please just do what you need to do, because I believe that will force his hand a little bit to make some other decisions. And if he chooses to try to move out, opportunity, may present itself to where you guys can be able to do all that. But please know that even if that happens, the drama will still be there. And please love the relationship with the drama in it. Just try to figure out how to separate it, okay?
Thank you. You're so right.
You're welcome. You have a wonderful day.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Okay, guys, I'm getting through the callers as quick as I can. Here we have Hanny.
Hello.
Aloha.
Hi, can you hear me?
How are you? Yes, I can. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I have a bit of trouble because I'm calling from Skype and from abroad.
Oh.
So.
Wonderful. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from the Netherlands.
Wonderful. I'm so happy to get a international caller.
Yeah.
How can I help you, Henny?
Well, I just wanted to make a quick comment and then ask a question. I just wanted to say that I'm also learning to work with my intuition. And last year I actually went almost for 6-7 months to New Zealand to visit my ex-boyfriend. And at one point, after being in such a beautiful country, you wake up every morning with this awful feeling at the pit of your stomach. And I got to know that was actually something telling me that this is not the right relationship. This is not the right way to go. And it took me 6 months, but I finally got out of the relationship. And that was
yay! Good for you. Good for you. And Henny, that's hard. It's very hard for people to do that. So you want to pat yourself on the back for that. But continue.
Yeah, and now I'm actually changing a lot of things in my life. And my question is that I'm trying to find work now. I'm really procrastinating, actually. But I was wondering if you feel anything that if I might be successful in the year, the next few months, finding something.
I feel like you find work rather quickly, actually, sooner than you think. Like, I do feel you procrastinating. But I feel like when you, dragging your feet a little, I feel that an opportunity sort of comes to you a little bit in about a month and a half. What is it that you do? Because it seems like something that you do is kind of a little needed. What do you do?
Well, the thing is, I went back to school for about 2 years. I did my master's, and it was all about more business direction, a little bit of creativity. In the past, I did a lot of marketing, which I hated. And now I'm kind of don't really know what I want. I know I want to help people. I know I'm good with communication, and I'm kind of stuck. That's why I'm procrastinating. I don't really know what I want to do.
It seems like you may, this sounds really strange, but I'm getting, usually when I get these pictures like this in my head, everybody always emails me back and go, oh my God, how did you do that? But it seems like you have you like children a little bit. I mean, you have an easy way to, yeah, but I mean, well, like that you can work with them, not children per se, but what I'm saying is that I almost see an international type of charity thing that you may actually be able to use some of your marketing skills with, and but some business skills as well, helping them. I don't know if they're bringing in money to help build some things for some children, and because it seems like it's an international thing. It seems like it's not necessarily based where you're at, but it seems like it might be based in, I mean, where you're possibly raising money to help somewhere else in another country or something. It feels very humanitarian to me. Does that make sense? I mean, do you like the humanitarian type stuff?
It's very funny. I've been very business orientated, and it's all profit, profit, profit. And people are always telling me, don't go into nonprofit, you'll make no money. But I have this thing, I want to help people. So
yes,
and
that's why I'm
me. Yeah.
So I feel like you have to go that route, because I feel like it doesn't matter profit, 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 because you are in a very good place in your life to appreciate when the profit would be there enough to support yourself. But what I'm saying is this humanitarian type charity thing, because I also see a little travel involved with this.
Oh, fantastic.
Yes, and that's where I see the children around you. Like, it even seems like there might be some involved in Africa or some different areas as well, but I see pictures with you and these children. Not that necessarily it's for just children, but just because that seems to be the picture in my head. Go the humanitarian route, go the nonprofit humanitarian charity type route, because I feel like that fills your heart. Even you thinking about it, if you just, because we're talking about intuition and psychic ability, sit there and think about doing some type of nonprofit work in like a small village somewhere, and that you get to travel to help these people and these children and bring in some food or bring in some school supplies. How does that make you feel in the heart center?
It makes me feel very good, but I have problems with not going to my head, because I have
about what?
I have problems kind of separating how it makes me feel and then going to the left. What did you say? Left side of your brain.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
because immediately I'm thinking, I have a lot of debt to pay off, and you have to be realistic.
Stop doing that. Okay. Yeah, stop doing the brain thing, because and that's a learned process for everybody listening to the show. That is great that you brought that up. I love the comments, because what happens is that exactly what you said. Yeah, it feels really good, but then I go right to the left brain. It's a learned process to do this. It's not something you're going to get overnight or in a week or even in months. It's learned. So you're going to struggle with this brain thing, trying to come in and direct you where everybody else thinks it needs to go, okay?
Yeah.
And let me get into this a little bit deeper. When you're born, you're built with a set of abilities and talents, okay? And in the universe, as you grow up, the universe doesn't know rules like the people know. Like, you're taught by your parents, you're taught by your coworkers, you're taught by your friends. Yeah, but the money, but what about paying the bills, and what about this? In fact, I did an article on this, and actually this is in my book. I so wished I had out to give to you right now. But what about paying all this stuff? Well, that's a learned behavior. That is a physical-based behavior. That's not spiritually based, and that's not universally based. And the problem is we live in an attraction-based universe. It is an attraction-based universe. So whatever you think about, you bring about it, it comes to you. When you start going to the left brain, try not to hold that. Try to go back try to take money out of the equation and just go to your daydreaming time, and what is it that I would love to do? How good does it feel in my heart to do the humanitarian stuff? How good does it feel to travel to do the humanitarian stuff? Because I'm telling you, honey, if you have enough money to travel, to go to these places, you're doing fine. If you are in another country helping do stuff, that means your rent was paid, your water was paid, your bills were paid, or you wouldn't go, right?
That's true.
Yes, that's absolutely true. So don't think of it in terms of money, because that's what's hanging you up in particular, but that also is what hangs up a lot of people. But you in particular is why you're having the procrastination. That's why that you're having the dragging your feet and the not knowing what to do, because your heart is in one place and everybody else in your left brain's in another. The problem is Yes, and the problem is you are dealing with people that are in this, not thinking of the universe as being attraction-based. They're thinking of all these laws, you know, like, well, you can't, and this is how we do things. We go after money, and if you're not paying attention to the money, then it's not going to come. That is absolutely not true. There are people on this planet that make more money than you can possibly imagine per hour, and it seems if those same friends and people and adults were trying to figure out how they made this kind of money an hour, they couldn't do it because it seems almost impossible. Like, why can they make that much money an hour? How does that happen? That doesn't add up in the physical world. You want to know why? Because those people live in the universal laws. They live in the attraction-based universe. They live in knowing that anything's possible. They live in knowing that we're born with these gifts, and if you pursue these gifts, then it's going to bring to you money. Money is an after thing. It will flow towards you. When you go after a job purely based on money and trying to pay your bills, guess what you're going to get? A job that might pay your bills that doesn't fill your heart. And when that happens, that's when a lot of times people get stressed and they start getting high blood pressure and they start hating their job and then they start going to school again and then all these horrible, things come with that.
Yeah.
You're not enjoying.
Yeah, I wanted to say I agree with you, and it's just cool hearing you say this, because I was in a job what I really hated, and I woke up every morning with also stomach, everything went wrong, and I put on about, 30 pounds or something like that because of stress and because of just not enjoying what I was doing. And I said one day I'll get a job where I'll stand up in the morning and I want to go to work because it's a joy to do it. And you're right. So you have to follow your heart and your intuition. And
honey,
yeah.
how do you know? How do you know that if you did not follow your heart, and get into something humanitarian and you got to do travel, how do you know that it would not provide you plenty of money to pay your bills? How do you know that?
Exactly. I don't.
You don't, and that is key right there. Because I guarantee you, if you follow your heart, and I see you doing this eventually in the future, but I promise anybody out there, stop sitting there and thinking, well, if I do that, then it doesn't make my dream possible because it doesn't provide enough. You don't know that, but you go with what other people say. That is not how the universe works, but it is how the universe works if you start believing that. If you start believing what the other people say, then it's going to be harder to find that and find something that supports you. But you don't know that it won't work if you don't try.
Yeah, and you also have to switch off everybody around you, because if you're surrounded like I'm with people that's all about money, and status, success is measured in status and what car you drive, you have to switch it off, like you say, and just focus on what do you really want. And
absolutely, and you've been trying to do this. Yes, you've been trying to do this for years, and you are very surrounded by people in your life that give you their opinion on what you should do. And bless their hearts, they're not doing it to be mean or to steer you in the wrong direction. They're doing it because that's what they know, and they're not understanding these bigger laws. And and they're not exactly real happy. Some of them might be, but a lot of them are not. That's what they did. That's what they know. So they're teaching you and trying to guide you by what they know. So please, yes, turn that off, and please you've been being pushed to do this for about 2 years now. Just check it out and see, because there's no harm in seeing. There's no harm in actually going out and just trying to pursue that and seeing if, what the universe provides for you.
I just wanted to say, you sorry to interrupt you, but I just wanted to say, you said Africa. I was born in South Africa.
Yes.
By the way. So
wonderful,
I have something very special with Africa. Yeah.
I see you going back there. I see you going back there. I see the children, and I see you doing some work there, some humanitarian work. Not just with you, though. It's with like a company or a nonprofit type thing or something. So wonderful.
Thank you so much. This is really
You're
great.
welcome. I'm
very
excited for you. So you have a wonderful day, and you go, just always hold that feeling with you, okay, honey? You just feel that gift that you've been given and do what you want to do because there's success behind it, because I do see the travel and I do see your stuff being paid, and I feel that you fill your heart in a way that you never imagined possible before. Okay?
I'm getting emotional. Thank you.
Wonderful. Okay. I am too, because I can feel the big, wonderful feeling in your heart there. All right. Thank you for calling from the Netherlands.
Okay. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. That is the last bit of time that I have, everybody. I will be back next Saturday. Please check out my website, the www.jenniferopsychic.com or hawaiipsychicjen.com, which will direct you there, or befriend me on Facebook. My Facebook name is Jennifer O Intuitive. And if you want a further reading, please contact me, 808-753-0920. We will see you next Saturday. Aloha.
ET is Ryan Seacrest here. People always say it's good to unwind, but that's easier said than done. The exception, Chumba Casino. They actually make it easier done than said, or at least the same. Chumba Casino is an online social casino with hundreds of casino-style games like slots and blackjack. Play for fun. Play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. Sign up now and collect your free welcome bonus at ChumbaCasino.com. Sponsored by Chumba Casino. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus terms and conditions apply.